Live from our concert lobby here at the New Classical 96.3 FM, pianist Grace Nikae. That was the Andantino from Schumann's Piano Sonata No. 2 in G minor. And that's one of the tracks on Grace's new CD, which I can hold up for you in case you're watching us at classical963fm.com. Here it is. It's Schumann and Chopin sonatas. It's on the Tempera label. Grace, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell me a little bit about how this CD came about. This is your second.
My second CD. What had happened was I had it, like many pianists, I had studied a lot of Chopin when I was younger.
Yeah.
But once I started touring, I was exploring some other repertoire, and I just hadn't performed any of his music for a while. And an audience member came up to me who had followed my career for a few years and said, "Do you have an aversion to Chopin? Why do you never play Chopin?" And at the time, I was touring with the Schumann Sonata.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I realized that the Schumann Sonata, the second sonata, and the Chopin third sonata were very, very similar in that they were very personal sonatas. They were like two sides of the same coin. Schumann is very volatile, very dynamic, very restless in its darkness. And Chopin, the darkness is contained within this sort of rhapsodic inner pulse. And I thought that it would make a wonderful recording to combine the two sonatas.
And it just came out? It just came out a few days ago,
yes,
I guess.
Exactly.
And you're now promoting it. You'll
Yes.
be playing a media launch tomorrow at Atelier
Yes.
Umetsu. Paul Hahn brought in a piano specially.
Yes.
You said that, first of all, you've been playing since you were 2 years old. Your mom taught you when you were 2.
Yes. It was the piano was always my favorite toy in the house.
Oh, really?
And yes, it was
I love
like
that.
a game. And my mother was an amateur pianist. And so when she saw that I had this tremendous interest in the instrument, she just sat down with me every day and started giving me little 10-minute lessons, like a little game.
Yeah.
And my first public performance was when I was 3.
Well, and it's called playing an instrument, right? It
Yes,
is like
exactly.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
And then your first concerto concert, you were 8.
Yes.
So you've had your Carnegie Hall debut.
Yes.
That was like years ago now.
Yes.
You said a listener who had been following your career asked you about Chopin. There are many ways to follow your career right now. It's not just concerts anymore. It's all changed.
Yes, it has changed with all of this new technology and the internet. I'm very active online, and I use social media, for example, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, to keep in touch with many different fans from all over the world, and also to use it as a way of bringing new audiences to classical music.
So your website is gracenikae.com.
Yes.
And tell me how it works. I don't even know how this works. I'm a Zoomer. I'm the generation before you. If they go to your website, they can get to your blog, they can get to your Facebook account, they can hear you play. You're probably all over YouTube.
YouTube. I have my own YouTube channel.
Wow.
And basically, it's an easy way to be able to provide content about yourself, or information about yourself to the entire world in a very simple way. And so if they come to my website, they can either register on my site and also comment on my concerts, leave me messages, or they can follow my blog or go to my Facebook page and interact with me there.
How much time does it take you every day to keep up with all the social media?
This is the tricky part. I try to I try to condense it into one sort of block of time. So I'll do it maybe once a day and try to tackle all the sites and answer any questions or any messages, and post some things.
Does it take more time than, say, practicing or learning music? Or?
No.
Okay.
That will always
That's still the priority.
That's still the priority, yes.
Okay, people can also listen. They can buy your CD, or they can listen on iTunes.
They can download
CD Baby,
CD Baby, Amazon.
It's amazing.
And the wonderful thing about this recording that I'm very proud of is it marks the start of a new collaboration.
Yes,
with
tell me about that.
UNICEF Spain, and a portion of all proceeds from this recording will go to benefit their programs for children who are afflicted all throughout the world. This is a very important part of my life as a musician. I do a lot of humanitarian work and outreach work, and it's a big part of my artistic philosophy to use art and to use music as a means of reaching out to and communicating to people throughout the world. It doesn't matter what culture or what kind of society they come from. The music always translates.
Yeah.
And so I started working with UNICEF, and this is our first project together. I'm very, very pleased to be working with such a great organization. Yes.
Now, one last question before I let you play again. You were born in Hawaii.
Yes.
And you do some musical work there also. You've got some projects.
I have a nonprofit educational organization called the Renaissance Academy in Aiea, Hawaii, which is my hometown where I grew up.
Yeah.
And my mother and I run it together. She's a tremendous educator. And what we do is we provide scholarships and opportunities to children who might not be able to get a quality education to receive one. Yes.
Wonderful.